Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have my Spring Into Reading Athon announcement for you, so stay tuned. I am so excited for another round of SeasonAthon. It feels like it's just been way too long since Merry Bookmas, and I need some more SeasonAthon. I am ready for our next readathon. We have it all planned out, and we have an amazing author joining us this time, and I'm super excited. So let me just get into like the details before getting into the challenges. So our Spring Into Reading Athon varies from year to year, whether it be 7 days or 10 days, and this year we decided to do the Spring Into Reading Athon as a 7-day week-long readathon. The dates for that is March 15th through March 21st, and our live show will be March 20th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time here on my channel. My lovely co-host Clint from Reads Readers and Kaylani from Kaylani Simply Me will be joining me as well in hosting this readathon and hosting the live show. And of course, our amazing author, who I will get to later in this announcement, will also be joining us for the live show to discuss her book. And I cannot wait. I've really loved this book for a long time, and I'm super excited to have this as our group pick. And there will be an after hours live show to follow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with just me and my co-hosts. If you're not following us already, we do have a Twitter. It is at SeasonAthon. You can follow us there, and if any kind of special anything comes up, we always put it in there, and we keep you up to date on when we're having these readathons, when the live shows are, and if any schedule changes or anything like that. Plus, occasionally there are some reading sprints done on there. I think we may be doing more of the live YouTube reading sprints this time around versus the ones on Twitter, just because on Twitter we don't get a whole lot of interaction with our reading sprints, but we do with the live ones. And I personally love doing the live reading sprints versus the Twitter sprints, because I don't know, I like interacting with all of you, so I'm excited. I do actually intend on doing my mid-month live reading sprints the first day of this readathon. So I do that on the 15th of every month, and we just happen to be starting the readathon on the 15th, so you can join me and my friend Cece for reading sprints on that day, and we will be kicking off this readathon right. Okay, let me get into the challenges. So since this one's only a week long, we decided to just go with 5 challenges here. And some of these challenges you may recognize from the past. They're kind of favorites of ours, I guess. So prompt number 1 is spring cleaning. Read a book that's been collecting dust on your shelves. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of books on my shelves that have been sitting there for a long time that I need to get to. If you haven't watched my Have I Read It's, or if you have watched my Have I Read It's, you know, because yeah, I have a book shopping problem, I think, but it's okay. Anyway, moving on to challenge number 2. Luck of the Irish. Read a book with green on the cover. Because St. Patrick's Day is going to fall during this readathon, we had to include something with that, and we like to always have a challenge that is color based. We also like to make our prompts pretty open-ended so that it doesn't matter what kind of genre you like to read, or if you like middle grade or YA or adult, you can easily find something to fit these challenges. So with Luck of the Irish, you can have a book that's got a whole lot of green on it, or you can pick one that's got just a little bit of green on it, like this, Freak Show by James St. James, or Do Not Disturb by A.R. Torr. For challenge number 3, Over the Rainbow, we wanted to do read a classic or a retelling. So you could read The Wizard of Oz, or if you would rather, you could read Dorothy Must Die. You could read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, or you could read Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes, or any other retelling that you might like. You could read any of the Rick Riordan books. You could read Girls of Paper and Fire. Just any retelling you could read, or any classic. For challenge number 4, March is Women's History Month. So for challenge number 4, we want to do Women's March. Read a book with a strong female character. Now, this character doesn't have to be physically strong. She could be mentally strong. She could be emotionally strong. Just a strong female character. So some examples might be On the Come Up by Angie Thomas, or Slay by Brittany Morse. And then last but certainly not least, challenge number 5 is Spring Break Bash. Read the group book or buddy read a book. So our group book is A Semi-Definitive List of Worst Nightmares by Krystal Sutherland. This was, I think, my favorite book, like my #1 book in 2018. And I'm really excited to reread this. I picked it up thinking it was just going to be this little light fluffy thing that I had actually picked up for like Spookathon or something like that. And it was so much more than that, and I absolutely adored this book. So let me read what this says so you can get an idea of what this book is about. Ever since Esther Solar's grandfather met death, her entire family has been cursed to suffer one great fear in their lifetime. A fear that will eventually lead each and every one of them to their graves. Take Esther's father, for instance. He's an agoraphobe who hasn't left the basement in 6 years. Then there's her twin brother, Eugene, whose fear of the dark goes far beyond the things that go bump in the night. And her mother, Rosemary, is absolutely terrified of bad luck. As for Esther, she's managed to escape the curse so far. She doesn't yet have a great fear because she pretty much avoids everything. Elevators, small spaces, crowds, anything that might trigger a phobia is off limits and is meticulously recorded in her semi-definitive list of worst nightmares. Esther thinks she has figured it all out until she's reunited with an old elementary school classmate and her first crush, Jonah Smallwood. The encounter leaves her stranded at a bus stop and swindled out of her phone, all her cash, a fruit roll-up she'd been saving, and her list, not to mention her dignity. But the theft is also the beginning of an unexpected friendship between the two, one that sends the pair on an uproarious and powerful journey of self-discovery as they try to break the curse that's consumed Esther's family. Together they face their greatest fears, one debilitating phobia at a time, only to discover the one fear they hadn't counted on: love. And this was so good and I loved it so much. So I had picked this up because the challenge was like, read a book that has one of your greatest fears in it. And I was like, well, this has got a whole bunch of them. I'm sure I've got one of them in there. And one of my fears or phobias or whatever is small spaces. I am very claustrophobic. And I can tell you, when reading the part that they are conquering that fear, my heart was racing. I actually had to put the book down for a minute because it was almost too much for me because it was very well described. But it was written so well that it's just, you feel everything in this book, and it's amazing. And it does, as it kind of lets you know there in the beginning, it deals with a lot of different mental health issues. I highly recommend this book, and I hope that several of you will read this and join us for the live show with Krystal. Now, if you're not interested in reading a semi-definitive list of worst nightmares, she does have another book out called Our Chemical Hearts if you're interested in reading this one. And I believe there is a Netflix, it could be like on some other platform, but there is a movie that's just been made of this. Let me see if I can find that information for you. Okay, I'm wrong. It's not Netflix, it's actually Amazon. So if you want to read this and watch that movie, you could do that and buddy read that book. Or you could just buddy read any book and complete this quest or complete this challenge. Again, I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you like all our challenges. I hope you join us for the group read and you come and hang out at the live shows, both the one I do on the 15th and the one that we do on the 20th with Krystal Sutherland. It's going to be an amazing time and a great reading experience and just a fabulous way to spend some reading time together. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye!